Alright guys, got the Honda over here at the shop, and I noticed the other day that the radiator is leaking, so we got new hoses because the hoses felt really squishy, and new radiator throw in here. Alright guys, so here is the G Plus blue silicone radiator hoses and one of the DNA radiators. So everybody get that on there. This is what the original one looks like. And it looks like that original fan will actually go back on here, which is good. The first thing we're doing here is draining out all of the radiator fluid there, and got the hose, started breaking them loose, and we'll start unbolting it, get all the hoses off, unbolt it, and see if we can pull it out of there, switch the fan over. Alright, you see the water down here, pretty much all the water's going out of the radiator. You see the level in the engine right down in there of the water, so that's as far down as the engine went. So get this thing unbolted and get it up out of here. So I've been looking all over trying to find the leak on this thing, and I've kept noticing moisture building up and spraying. Usually I've been running the heater pretty hot, so I didn't really have to use the radiators much. But if you ever was running it real hard, it got real hot, it would, whenever it opened up that thermostat, you'd see water spraying out. I looked all over. Where's this water coming? Where's this water from? Look at this. That peg right there is not supposed to come off. So this feels super, you can see how wet it is. It's just super thin right there. So yeah, that's not supposed to come out. So that's the leak. That's crazy. Alright, everything is unbolted. Got the fan wire unhooked here. And the overflow is just pops up out of the way. And on these Hondas, usually there's just this one bolt holding it in. Should just be able to move it kind of out of the way and up out of here, just like that. There we go. All right, so the two little rubber feet that go in here, I popped those back off there and put them back in the frame down here. Now this one has been, they hit something at the very bottom on this car and pushed the core support in just slightly, so I'm hoping this new one goes down in there pretty easy. However, I'm sure that's how they busted that. They were probably looking for that leak forever and couldn't find it, so hopefully this other one will fit in there though. It does look like the fan should move over to the new radiator pretty easily. All right, so down here, it pretty much fit on here. Up here, the bolt holes seem to be slightly off. So maybe I can get them to, since it's plastic, maybe it'll come together and bolt up, we'll see. All right, fan did bolt up pretty nicely, pretty easily. This one looks pretty good. I'll try to fit it back in here now. Might have to use two hands. We'll see if I can get it to drop these little pins down in. Yeah, looks like I might have to have two hands. All right, guys, the radiator is mounted back in, and it was a little bit off, but like I said, this car's been hit, so this didn't go exactly right, but it is bolted back up and secure. So wipe it down, clean it up, get the hoses on there, go ahead and plug the fan in. So here's the first real uh-oh that I found. The hose clamps that they send with it are too long, and they don't have enough thread, which is these little dashes, and it's at the end of it, and it's still not tight on there. So those are way too big, so you gotta have some different hose clamps. All right, one more issue here is that this hose is supposed to fit a stock size radiator, and that is a little too big. I'm gonna have to just force those on. However, the stock one, these G Plus radiator hoses, fit on perfect. No issues there. So, have to force these on somehow. Alright guys, got the hose on down there, but it was a little bit of a headache trying to force that thing on. See how the rest of them go. Alright, so the next snafu is these were too big to fit on the new hoses, But now the old clamps won't fit because these are too big on the new radiator. So I'm hoping that these will work on the radiator side and the original ones will work on the engine side. So we'll see. The new hose clamp ended up actually working down there because these are so much bigger than the factory ones. So I'm actually kind of glad they sent me the wrong ones. So it worked out good. All right, I did not think that the hoses were going to cause me more trouble than actually mounting the radiator, but they did. So used original clips on the front and back, and then at the radiator we used the new ones, and they worked okay. Now it's ready for radiator fluid to go back in it. We should be good to go. Got radiator fluid back in here now. All right, got it up to temperature now. All right, guys, so it's the next day. I drove a little bit yesterday. Just came out here today and checked the fluid, did top it off just a little bit, so add a little more antifreeze to it. Looks to be pretty good, so we'll fire it up, get it up to temp, make sure everything's good, and should be good to go. So it's been running here for probably a good 10 or 15 minutes now. I ran it without the cap off, no bubbles came up, so that was good. And now I put the cap back on, the system is pressurized, and everything seems to be doing good. So I think this is it. I think it's good. So see you next time.